when you look at 4A, you've got La Vega and Lampasas on an island, not just on an island, but with a chance at an all-Central Texas state final, and you have La Vega and Lampasas at 1-3. What is it you like so much about this Pirates and this Badger squad?
So we'll start with La Vega, and first and foremost, I think this is one of the very best coached squads in the state. What Don Hyde and his crew do there at La Vega is so remarkable that every single year they are the best compliment that I think you can pay a coach is that it's a chore to play your team, and playing La Vega is not fun. Nobody enjoys playing La Vega. You survive. You make it past playing La Vega. And I think that this is an opportunity for this Pirate squad to really make some noise this year. Look, this is an experienced squad. The defense is in the secondary is going to be very, very talented. I think with a lot of that experience coming back from last year's run to a state championship game. I think that this is a La Vega squad that is playing with a chip on their shoulder. I think they want to prove that coming up short last year is not up to their standards. And in talking with folks in that program and around that program, this is a team that's fired up. And this is a team that wants to get back on the field and prove that last year's state championship loss is an exception as opposed to the rule. And look, for Lampasas, I mean, you know what I'm going to say, so why would you ask it? It's Ace Whitehead. Ace Whitehead, their quarterback, is one of the best players in the state of Texas hard stop, plain and simple. He is one of the most dynamic playmakers that you will see at any level. You could put Ace Whitehead on almost any 6A program, and he would be a superstar. He is that level of talent. Now, there are some holes to fill for Lampasas, and especially when you take a look on the defensive side, I think that they are a team that is going to have to rebuild on defense. That is a big question for them. Furthermore, look, they're going to need to find some weapons on the outside. Make sure that they give Ace Whitehead someone to throw to. But I'll tell you, if you have an opportunity, obviously there's going to be limited fans. But if the UIL lifts the Friday night rule and you're able to stream games on Friday nights, make sure that you watch a Lampasas game, because Ace Whitehead alone is worth the price of admission. He is a super duper star and a guy that we have on our radar for the Mr. Texas Football Player of the Year award to start the year.
Wow, that's high praise. You look at Division II, you guys think the world of Connolly again. They bring a lot back, they lose a lot. That district, though, is loaded. 1, 2, 3 teams in the top 25, and then you have Mejia in there as well. Is 4A Division II just that incredibly deep here in this area?
It's 4A Division II in the Central Texas area is ridiculous. It's just an embarrassment of riches down there in 4A Division II. And look, to start with Connolly, it kind of depends on how you think about what is important for a squad. Because on one hand, yes, Connolly does have a lot coming back. They bring back 22 lettermen from last year. They bring back 11 starters, but they lose 4 Division I signees. At the 4A Division II level, that's insane. To lose 4 Division I signees, that is something that they're going to have to replace. They're going to have to find a way to find those individual superstars. Now, this is the kind of thing that the nuts and bolts of the team are largely back intact, but sometimes in 4A Division II, and last year most especially, this is a team that was predicated on superstars. Can they move from a team that had superstars to a team that is now kind of greater than the sum of their parts? That's a big question for me. And by the way, they're in a very tough district. When you talk about China Spring, I know that they only won 4 games last year. 4-8, it's not the kind of thing that they're looking to do. But dropping down a division, I think, is huge. I think that they are a team that got better every single year as the season went on. And when you take a look at the way that they play football, they have a very simple and boring mantra, which is we're going to run the ball and we're going to keep you from running. And they're really, really good at doing that. And especially when you bring back 13 starters, I think that they're going to be able to do that particularly well. My sleeper in that district, by the way, is Salado. I'm very interested to see what Salado is able to do. Last year they made the second round of the playoffs, ran into the eventual state champion. I think they've got a chance to make a run. You mentioned Mejia. I'm not real sure we fully grasp the turnaround that's going on at Mejia. This is a really impressive rise for this program. And what they've been able to do in a short period of time, I think, is really impressive. And look, there's going to be some schematic changes, right? New coaching staff, it's going to be different. But I think that the talent they have on their side, they're bringing back, I believe it's 12 or 13 starters from last year's team, and a lot of these guys are going to be seniors. Having that senior leadership, I think, is going to be so key, especially when you're installing new schemes. You're giving things a new polish there at Mejia. I don't expect a step back in Black Cat country. I think that this is going to be a full steam ahead for Mejia. This is a really, really talented team that I think has a chance to challenge Van for that District 7 championship.
How much does the shift to the slot T help the Black Cats?
I think that it's going to be interesting because, look, the slot T is the devil. I've said that forever. Running the slot T is just proof that you want your opponents to suffer, because the slot T is just such a pain to play against. The one thing I will say, though, is when you take a look at the way the offseason went on with when you're talking about the coronavirus, you're talking about not being able to be with one another. The slot T is a timing offense, and it requires everybody to do their job exactly at the right time, exactly. And when you're not able to have as many practices, I do think that that's going to be a challenge for them to be able to install what is a pretty, I know it looks simple, but it's a pretty intricate offense. To be able to install that either remotely or on the fly or some combination of that is going to be a challenge for this coaching staff. Now, I think they're up to it, and that's why I think having seniors is going to be really important for what they are to do, because they're going to bring along those young guys and get them moving. But it is a challenge. Make no mistake. If this were a normal football season, then I would say, you know what, they have a full off season to install it, and it's going to be a pain for opponents. I will say early on, you may see some fits and starts from this Mejia offense simply because it's just a hard offense to pick up.
And that does it for 4A. Next up, we'll talk to 3A schools.